Okay, we are on. See if I can get this to
Happy Wednesday.
do what I need it to do. Happy day, everybody. Happy Wednesday. No, it's not gonna, at least not yet. Let me see if it will figure this out. Okay, we'll do that, and then we'll come back here and we'll do this.
There's somebody.
Okay, somebody's there. Who is that? Oh, it's John Dolman. Hi, John.
Hey, John.
It's John, the author of the United Now. Joe Biden song. Did the lyrics. All right, well, I can't see very well about who's here and who's not. I thought that maybe this would work if I brought this over here, but it's not giving me what I want it to give me, so I am going to close this up and ignore it and do my best with what we have up front there. Bob Thompson's there, Barry Denham's there. Hi, guys.
Hey.
Good to see you. So it's we have an interesting night tonight. I think we have an interesting night tonight. We've got 5 primary songs for the basics of it, and we're going to do a coda tonight to our program, and I'll talk about that later. Some of you may want to stick around for the extra 5 minutes. Some of you may not want to stick around for the extra 5 minutes. It's going to be a little political. I'm just warning you now.
Not really, huh? Paul?
Not me. Though we try our best to keep the bulk of these shows apolitical in order to provide people with a little bit of a distraction from everything that's going on in the world around you. So, but we're delighted that those of you who are here are here. Man, I wish I could. Steve Crosby's here. I can sort of see that. I think that's Steve Crosby. Hi, Steve. Good to see you. Steve Lowe is here, and I think maybe that was Marilyn Garfinkel who just passed by, though it's a little hard to tell. So, welcome to our 21st version of this. The next time we do this on September 9th, it will be our 6th month anniversary of the Great Seclusion micro concert. It's just kind of amazing, isn't it? That it's been that long. So somebody give me a thumbs up if the sound is okay. If you can hear me well while I'm talking. We're assuming that everything's plugged in and working okay. Happy to be back. Hi, Vince.
Vince.
Chris Collins is here. Hi, Chris. Good to see you. Sorry, I have to get up to be able to see the screen to see what we're doing. That may change after next week. We're working on a different configuration. Who's that? That's John. Bob Thompson gave me a thumbs up. Okay, good. Dee Devine is here. Hi, Dee. Good to see you. I finally managed to beat Dee this week at Words with Friends. That makes me like 1-65 against Dee in the Words with Friends competition that we've entered into since the beginning of the year. Dee is a wordsmith, I'll tell you what. She just must have drawn bad letters, that's all I can say. All right, so we're going to get started on this one. We have a kind of a potpourri show for you tonight. A few of my songs and a number of cover songs. There's a little bit of connection in the middle, but not a lot of connection. We really don't have a theme for tonight. So,
Just stuff.
yeah. So we're going to start with this one. Eleanor never wore her skirts above her ankles. Hair was red and from her head fell in crimson tangles. She lived alone outside of town, no earthly roots to tie her down. But in her mind she drew the lines and evened out the angles. The stars are in her eyes. She can touch them when she cries. She's known this from the start, because the moon is in her heart. Well, Eleanor was here before the light of knowing found her. Cold dark nights gave her sight and gathered warm around her. She knew it then, she knows it now, that those who try are saved somehow. Beneath the tree she feels a breeze, wonders how it found her. And the stars are in her eyes. She can touch them when she cries. She's known this from the start, because the moon is in her heart. Eleanor will teach you more than you can give back to her. You'll pretend to be her friend, but it's pointless to pursue her. Get too close and she'll be gone. She knows that you won't wait that long. Some have tried, the rest have lied, but only one could see right through her. And the stars are in her eyes. She can touch them when she cries. She's known this from the start, because the moon is in her heart. Because the moon is in her heart. We almost got through that in one piece. My fingers kind of decided to jump off the ends of my hand at one point. But that was Eleanor. Hopefully the sound is okay. Hopefully the mix is okay. It's really hard for us to tell this way. Again, I think that's something that we're gonna be able to overcome next week. John French is here. Hi, John. Steve Lowe, John needs to talk to you later. Bonnie's here. Hi, Bonnie.
Oh,
Good to see you here. I know you're waiting for a call. John French says hi. Steve Lowe says sounds great. Okay.
Good.
If Steve says it sounds great, then we know we're in
he's a
relatively
sound-
good shape.
Sound man aficionado.
So I was mentioning before that when we do this again in 2 weeks on September 9th, my God, it's September already. You know, we're finding out that through this kind of lockdown, great seclusion that we're caught up in the middle of, that the hours and minutes seem to go really slowly, but the days go whipping by at 1,000 miles an hour. And you open your eyes and it's tomorrow, and you're right back where you were the day before. And
Groundhog Day.
every day is, yeah, there you go. Every day is Groundhog Day. So, but on the 9th, it'll be 6 months that we have been doing this. And we've got a very special program planned for the 9th. That'll be an hour-long program. And it'll be a reunion of the old mixed media band that was my band during the time that the Ashley Gang was taking a break. So we will have Kay and me here on the 9th, and we'll have Bob Bronar here on the 9th, and we will have Pete Hennings with us here on the 9th. So that is the Mixed Media Band, and we're just incredibly excited about it, just because we had a great time with that little band. It was something different for a while, and different is always fun. So we hope you'll join us. We've got some special songs planned for you. We're going to put up some video of the Mixed Media Band over the next couple of weeks so that you get a chance to see it, especially the professional video we had done at the White House. That's the Orlando White House, not the
Right.
Washington White House. Back in 2016, I think it was, when we played at the Orlando White House, and that was just a wonderful concert. So we're going to move on. I have to change instruments before we can move on. So, Kay, regale them with a funny story.
Oh, fine, you did that to me. I wasn't prepared for a funny story.
Sure you are.
No, I'm not really a good
Oh,
storyteller.
you can tell them something about me that's true, and it'll be amusing, I'm sure.
Paul's got a different look this week. I cut his hair, and he's got a beard growing out a little more, so you never know what to expect.
It is.
It always looks different.
My quarantine beard, and I'm really enjoying it this time. I'm having fun with this. I signed up for the online beard club, which gets you all of these grooming aids for your beard. So this is I guess it's the hipster thing, you you get all these beard balms and beard creams and beard oil and beard combs and beard brushes, and you get to
Or beard fetish.
have a little have some fun with it. So these next two songs are connected. This is a Steve Blackwell song that became really special to me. I helped Steve meet Stetson Kennedy years and years ago. Steve had sent me an email and wanted to get in contact with Stetson while Stetson was still alive. And I got the two of them in touch, and Steve spent some time at Beluthahatchee, which is Stetson Kennedy's home on the St. Johns River in northwestern St. Johns County, not too far off of the St. Johns River. Beluthahatchee is the name of the little creek that runs behind Stetson's home that he and his dad dammed up many decades ago. We're talking in the 1920s and 1930s. That created a lake behind Stetson's home called Beluthahatchee Lake. And Steve wrote this song after spending time with Stetson, and Woody Guthrie spent a bunch of time with Stetson. They were kind of running buddies way back when, and Woody wrote some of his songs there at Beluthahatchee with Stetson. They were both fugitives from the Ku Klux Klan, and really quite an amazing couple of human beings. And I was very fortunate to have the opportunity to get to know Stetson and spend some time with him, and also with Arlo Guthrie. The first time Arlo came to Beluthahatchee, one of the best days of our lives. I think probably most of you have heard that story before, so I won't tell it again. I probably ought to shut up and sing, right?
Play.
Okay. Steve Blackwell's Beluthahatchee on my mind. Can't forget the time I spent here in this place. Love and forgiveness hanging round. He's so familiar it almost has a face. Wind through the cattails, whispered sound. Spanish moss hangs from the cypress there. Ospreys, they nest on tops of trees. Snow egrets spraying white like angels' wings. Cypress, they prey upon their knees. It's where you know your rights, not wrongs. It's where you know that you belong. It's the place where Woody Guthrie wrote those songs. Beluthahatchee's on my mind. Can't stop thinking about Beluthahatchee. Beluthahatchee's on my mind. Can't stop thinking about Beluthahatchee. Morning coffee out on that weathered porch. So many lessons to be learned. Seminole, they call it the happy hunting ground, where blames and faults and wrongs are burned. The seeds of man were planted here so long ago. Among the frogs, the birds, the fish. God help us figure out what they already know. We all must share from the same dish. It's where you know your rights, not wrongs. It's where you know that you belong. It's the place where Woody Guthrie wrote those songs. Beluthahatchee's on my mind. Can't stop thinking about Beluthahatchee. Beluthahatchee's on my mind. Can't stop thinking about Beluthahatchee. Beluthahatchee's on my mind. Can't stop thinking about Beluthahatchee. Can't stop thinking about Beluthahatchee. Don't stop thinking. Steve Blackwell, Beluthahatchee on my mind. One of my favorite Steve songs because it touches so many spots that we had in common and so many things that are so important to me about the state of Florida and about Stetson Kennedy and the Stetson Kennedy Foundation. So a little Captain Morgan spiced rum and my usual toast to Steve Blackwell. Bless you, Steve. Medicinal. Thanks, guys. Who do we have here? Karen is here. Hi, Karen. Good to see you. Thanks for all the hearts, Bonnie. Glad you liked it. I mentioned that Woody Guthrie spent a lot of time with Stetson at Beluthahatchee. When Kay and I got called down there one Monday to spend time with Stetson when Arlo and his family came down to Beluthahatchee. Stetson went climbing up a ladder to grab something off of his shelf. Stetson was not a particularly tall person, so he needed ladders to get up to his books and to his keepsakes. He pulled an old cardboard box down and set it in Arlo's lap and said, "Here's Woody in a box." And man, that's just a moment I will absolutely never forget. It was letters that Woody Guthrie had sent to Stetson Kennedy over the years. was just information from Woody from New York City and from Oklahoma and from California and from all over the country. Some of it was lyrics, partially finished lyrics that Woody would write. Here's a new thing I'm thinking about writing. Let me know what you think, and if you like it, send me $5. Because Woody was not a rich man ever in his life, and was always looking for a little cash. But the two of them would hide out from the Ku Klux Klan there. They made their own lead shot for the long guns that Stetson had. He handed Arlo one of the guns and said, "This is the gun that your dad shot." And Arlo just put that thing up on his shoulder like he'd been doing it all his life, and obviously there was no ammo in it. It wasn't live, but he sighted it on a tree. And Woody and Stetson would, with their homemade lead ammo, shoot bottles on logs in the event that the Klan ever came after them. Both Woody and Stetson had prices on their head from the Klan. Stetson had infiltrated the Ku Klux Klan and wrote the book, The Klan Unmasked. So if you're ever looking for some interesting reading, get Stetson Kennedy's book, The Klan Unmasked. This is a Woody Guthrie song. It's one of those where he sent the lyrics and Billy Bragg set it to music. It's a song about a flight of Mexican farm workers, migrant farm workers out in California, who were being flown back to the Mexican border back in the 1930s, and the plane crashed in a place called Los Gatos Canyon, and 38 Mexican deportees died. They weren't identified by name until about 5 years ago, and now there's a monument to them out at Los Gatos where the plane crashed. The title of the song is actually Plane Crash at Los Gatos Canyon, but most people know it as Deportee. Crops are all in, peaches are ripe, the oranges are piled in the creosote dumps. They're flying them back to the Mexican border to take all their money, to wade back again. My father's own father, he waded that river. They took all the money that he made in his life. My brother and sister come work in the fruit trees. They rode on that truck till they lay down and died. Goodbye to my Juan, goodbye Rosalita, adios mis amigos, Jesus y Maria. You won't have a day when you ride the big airplane. I only will call you Deportee. Some of us are illegal, some are not wanted. Our work contract's out, we have to move on. It's 600 miles to the Mexican border. They treat us like outlaws, like rustlers, like thieves. We die in your hills, we die in your valleys, we die in your orchards, we die on your plains. We die in your trees and we die in your bushes. Both sides of the river, we die just the same. Goodbye to my Juan, goodbye Rosalita, adios mis amigos. Sky plane caught fire over Los Gatos Canyon. A fireball of lightning that shook all our hills. Who are all these friends now scattered like dry leaves? The radio says they are just deportees. Is this the best way to grow your big orchards? Is this the best way to grow your good fruit? To fall down like leaves and rot in your topsoil, be known by no name except Deportee. Goodbye to my wine, goodbye Rosalita, adios mis amigos, Jesus Maria. You won't have a name when you ride the big airplane, all they will call you will be Deportee. Guthrie, melody by Billy Bragg, Deportee. Excellent song. Wow, we're already at 8:26.
Yeah.
I guess I was talking
Talked a
too
long
much.
time.
Guess I've been talking too much. I guess it's time to do the weather report in beautiful uptown DeLand. It's 86 degrees here at 8:26, 74% humidity, no rain. Hurricane Laura has apparently sucked that all out into the Gulf. So be thinking about those people along the Gulf Coast up to Shreveport, where they're expecting quite the major disaster. Hurricane Laura is now Category 4. Winds at 135 miles an hour, I think is the last I heard. Storm surge 12 to 20 feet. It's just remarkable. That's a 15-foot wall of water coming in, and if you could imagine that happening at Daytona Beach or Jacksonville Beach or over in Tampa Bay, it would just be utterly devastating. So this is going to be a bad one, and there's going to be quite a mess, so be thinking about those people. We had our own little mess here last week. We had a tornado come through last Tuesday.
We were lucky.
We were lucky. The tornado itself touched down about 500 yards south of our house. I was doing some videoing of the storm out of my window, and you could tell when things were really whipping up. And it went on down Plymouth Avenue, which is the street that we live off of, and tore the farm up on the other side of the street. Went on down toward the hospital and ripped up most every tree in the DeLand cemetery there. It was just a mess. Continued on into town and jumped over to the north side of Plymouth Avenue and proceeded to tear up a whole bunch of homes and buildings up to the north side of Stetson University. So the university campus was spared, which was a good thing. But it was quite an interesting day. We had a tree come down. One of our neighbors lost a tree. We had probably a 4-foot cubic square pile of palm branches down that we had piled up in the front yard, waiting for the crews to come and pick them up. So we consider ourselves to be very lucky. So DeLand, man. No, we'll do them all. We're gonna do them all. So we're probably gonna take a little bit longer than we normally do. So if you need to bail out, we'll understand. As I said, we have a coda also at the end of the show, and I'll give you plenty of warning before that, because any of you who aren't interested in politics and my political rants may desire to bail out a little bit before we do that. So this is really not a political song, but it's a song about Savannah that Kay and I visit at least once we try to get up there about once a year. It's been a while. But we were up there last December for our anniversary, for our 44th wedding anniversary. We just love the city. And we tend to stay kind of on the edge of the rehabilitated area and the old area and get a chance to see the stark realities of life on the ragged edges in Savannah. This is called Savannah in black and white. Cannot see me, I'm just beneath your skin. I know where you're going, and I know where you've been. Still you'll open your back gate, and you let me in this old southern town. Blood, I'm in your DNA. Chamber of Commerce tries to sweep me away. I'm in your Georgia accent, I'm in the words that you say, and I can tear this city down. Some eyes are cast down, some eyes they just close. Sometimes poison ivy, it smells just like a rose. Some eyes are full of tears, just too tired to fight. But I know you, Savannah in black and white. Graveyards, I'm in your stones. I clean up your tables and I'll rattle your bones. From the boughs of your live oak, I won't leave you alone. For 100 generations. Some eyes are cast down, some eyes they just close. Sometimes poison ivy, it smells just like a rose. Some eyes are full of tears, just too tired to fight. But I know you, Savannah in black and white. Here in the morning and I'm here after dark. I'm down by the river and I'm in Forsyth Park. From the squares to the projects, the distinction is stark. But still, you just ignore me. Some eyes are cast down, some eyes they just close. Sometimes poison ivy, it smells just like a rose. Some eyes are full of tears, just too tired to fight. But I know you, Savannah in Black and White. That's one of mine. And the next one is Robbie Robertson's. So we'll get right to it. And this is this will be the end of our regular program, with one to follow, and I'll give you plenty of warning about that one.
You're building the suspense, you know
Yeah,
that.
I am. And just a reminder, again, that on September 9th, 2 weeks from today, it's our 6-month anniversary of doing these great seclusion shows. This is our 21st, that'll be our 22nd, but it will be 26 weeks since we began it at that point. We're going to have a mixed media band reunion, Kay and me, and joined by Bob Bronar and Pete Hennings. And we promise to be appropriately socially distanced and looking after each other. And I'm just really excited about doing this. That's going to be a blast. Thought about calling it Paul Garfinkel and Masked Media.
Oh, that's good.
That week. So
Masked media.
So we'll see. So Robbie Robertson and the band, sing along, kids. Virgil Kane was my name, rode on the Danville train. The Stoneman's Company came, tore up the tracks again. Was a winter of 65, we're hungry, just barely alive. On May the 10th, when Richmond fell, it was a time I remember oh so well. The night they drove Dixie down, and all the bells were ringing the night they drove Dixie down, and all the people were singing, they went na 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 na. Back with my wife in Tennessee, one day she says to me, Virgil, quick, come see, there goes Robert E. Lee. Well, I don't mind chopping wood, I don't care that my money's no good. Take what you need and leave the rest. They should never take it in the very best. The night they drove Dixie down, and all the bells were ringing the night they drove Dixie down, and all the people were singing, they went na 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 na. Like my father before me, I will work the land. Like my brother before me, I took a rebel stand. Was just 18, proud and brave, but a Yankee put him in his grave. I swear by the mud below my feet, been raised a cane back up when he's in defeat. Night they rolled Dixie down, and all the bells were ringing the night they drove Dixie down, and all the people were singing, they went na 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 Robbie Robertson and the band, the night they drove old Dixie down. I heard some singing out there. We could hear it coming through the back door. That was lovely stuff. So that's the end of our regular show, kids. Those of you who aren't interested in the politics of the day, I'll understand if you feel like you kind of need to bail out. Most people, I think, who are with us know what my political proclivities are, and this has been an interesting, if agitating, and quite depressing week with the convention going on with around the Republican National Committee's convention. I'm not going to talk about that. I don't care about it. We haven't watched 1 second of it. I will not watch 1 second of it. We have not watched any broadcast news other than the local news, and as soon as they start talking about the Republican convention, we shut it off. So, I really am not tied into that and tied into what's going on there, other than reading the New York Times. I subscribe to the New York Times online, so I read what's there. And of course, some people are going to say, "Well, you're getting a stilted view. It's the New York Times. That's the lefty newspaper." But having grown up in New York, I think I know better than that and know where the true journalists in the country are. And so I get my news from the New York Times and from other sources as well. Some on Twitter, which admittedly is very stilted, either to the left or the right. There's no middle ground on social media anymore, unfortunately. And the other thing that drove me to add this song was learning this morning about the 2 shooting deaths in Kenosha, Wisconsin last night, where, as we now know, and I'm sure most of you know, a 17-year-old white kid carrying an AR-15 along with some of his Proud Boy militia brothers went into town thinking that they were, I guess, going to be some kind of peacekeepers in Kenosha against the evil Black Lives Matter protesters, who were, in my opinion, righteously protesting the shooting point blank, 7 shots in the back. I can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head right now. I should have written it down. Sitting in his car, totally innocent guy, by Kenosha cops. And I've been going back and forth on Twitter with some people today who are making excuses for this kid, in fact backing this kid and making him out to be a hero peacekeeper in Kenosha. So it just blows me away, some of the rhetoric that goes on out there. And the chief of police has been talking around it in circles and coming up with excuses for the kid. There's video that I saw this morning that shows these white militia guys with their weapons talking to the police, getting water bottles from the police telling them that they were glad that they were there. So there was either some collusion going on there, or certainly a blind eye turned to what was going on. And this 17-year-old who did the shooting, who killed 2 people in Kenosha, is from Illinois. He crossed state lines with an AR-15 that he was not old enough to be carrying. He was not old enough to purchase that weapon. So the interesting questions will remain as to where he got the weapon. So the state of the country right now, and the kind of things that certain people seem to think they have permission to do, because of the actions of the chief executive of this country and the invitation of the chief executives of this country, are just pissing me off today. So 3 years ago, right after Trump was elected, I wrote a song called "Say Goodbye." At that time, imagine it, there were fires burning in California. So the first verse is about California and Trump's ambivalence toward what was going on there. And some of the other things that were going on at that time that you will recognize as I go through it. And I wrote this morning an extra verse about Wisconsin, which is the third verse right before the bridge. So I'm just going to go ahead and move on with this. And I'm going to say goodnight to you all now, because as soon as this is done, we're just going to say goodbye and hang it up for the night. We're, again, glad that you're all with us, those that have hung on and stayed with us. We hope everybody's safe. We hope that everybody's doing the right thing. You know what that is. You hear it from me every other week now. Just take care of yourselves. We love you all, and hope to be playing live music with you and for you again before too long. California's burning blue. There's not a lot that we can do from San Francisco down to LA. That's an awful lot of think and pray. Where does your compassion go to die? California, say goodbye. Puerto Rico's washed away, but we'll get to them some other day. Who needs clean water? Who needs light? If we leave them be, I guess they'll be all right. Where does your humanity go to die? Puerto Rico, say goodbye. Wisconsin, once our dairy land, where racist militias now proudly stand while we slept in peace inside our beds. 2 more innocents shot and dead. Where does your justice go to die? Hello, Kenosha, say goodbye. Purple mountains, majesties, and flowing fields of amber. A tattered flag above the sparks, the death of truth and candor. A nation rent by party passions. It's too late now for corrective action. Where does your republic go to die? Hello, America, say goodbye. Florida's drowning by the day, but let's not let that in the way of the cash and steel and hard concrete, where the soft green earth caressed our feet. Where does your water go to die? Hello, Florida, say goodbye. Texas bigger than them all. Future home with an X-grade wall. If coffee colors tint your skin, the American dream won't let you in. Where does your freedom go to die? Hello, Texas, say goodbye. Washington's monuments once stood proud. Liberty's voices were strong and loud, now occupied by clowns and thieves. What you sow, you shall receive. Where does your country go to die? To Washington, say goodbye. Hello, America, say goodbye. Let's hope for better on November 3rd. Vote like your life depends on it, because it does. Good night, y'all. We'll see you in 2 weeks with Mixed Media. Ciao. Take care. We love you.
Bye-bye.